Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Richard Grant. Over the past 30 years, I've cared for thousands of patients, many of them over the age of 60. And there's a troubling pattern I've noticed again and again, one that affects millions of people around the world. Let me start with a simple observation: not every number that looks too high is dangerous, and not every number that looks perfect is truly safe. Take blood pressure for example. We've all heard the magic number, right? 120/80. For decades, it's been treated like the gold standard. But here's the truth: people are not machines. We don't all need to have the same blood pressure. And in fact, for many older adults, aggressively lowering blood pressure may actually do more harm than good. I've seen countless patients in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who are on 2, 3, sometimes even 4 blood pressure medications. And yet, when they check their numbers at home, their systolic blood pressure, the top number, is often running in the low 100s. Sometimes even in the 90s. On paper, this might look great. But in real life, it often means something very different: weakness, dizziness, and even dangerous falls. I remember one morning earlier this year. A dear family member of mine told me after breakfast, "I feel dizzy." We checked his blood pressure, and it was in the 70s systolic. 70s. No wonder he was weak in the mornings. He had been over-medicated. When we carefully reduced his medications, his blood pressure came back up to a healthier level, and almost immediately, his energy returned. This is not a rare story. I see it all the time. And sadly, much of it is driven by what I call the medical-industrial complex. The pharmaceutical industry and even the healthcare system as a whole have become more and more aggressive each year when it comes to pushing treatment. More pills, lower targets, less individualization. But where does that leave the patient? Often weaker, more confused, and at greater risk. Now, don't misunderstand me: high blood pressure is serious. Left uncontrolled, it can damage the heart, the kidneys, the brain. But what I want you to understand is that overtreatment is just as dangerous as undertreatment. When blood pressure falls too low, the brain doesn't get enough blood. That can contribute not only to dizziness and falls but also to long-term problems like memory loss and cognitive decline. So what's the right approach? It's about balance. If your blood pressure is consistently under 120, or even in the low 100s, and you're experiencing weakness or dizziness, that's a red flag. It's time to sit down with your doctor and talk honestly about whether your medications can be reduced, always under medical supervision, of course. Sometimes, even when medications are reduced or stopped, the blood pressure numbers don't change much. I've seen it happen over and over again. And here's something important: as we age, blood pressure can naturally start to improve, especially if we're making healthy changes, losing weight, eating better, exercising, building strength. That means the pills we once needed may no longer be necessary, or at least not in the same doses. Unfortunately, our healthcare system doesn't always provide the follow-up and attention patients deserve. Too often, medications are added, but rarely are they reassessed. That's why I encourage every patient: if you're on blood pressure pills, keep a close eye on your numbers at home. Track them. Notice how you feel. Bring that information to your doctor. Because at the end of the day, the goal is not just to hit a number on the chart. The goal is to live well, with energy, clarity, and quality of life. So if you or a loved one has been feeling weak, dizzy, or off, and your blood pressure numbers look too good to be true, it may be time to reevaluate. You may not need as much medication as you think. Thank you for joining me today. If this message resonates with you, please share it with your family and friends. And I'd love to hear your stories. Have you or someone you know experienced overtreatment for blood pressure? Leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on how to protect your health naturally and wisely. Because your health is not just about numbers, it's about living your life fully.